weird that for some reason it detects a song and it says that it has copyright, and that's why they take me off. So weird. Okay, I want you guys to get ready these, please. And the other presentation. Hi, Natalia. Hi, Fatima. How are you? How's the quarantine going? Hi, Oscar. Why do you say amen? Why? Tell me why. Okay, I got 10 people online, but I don't know who you are. So please manifest yourselves. Raise your hand or something. Hi, Ernesto. Illegal videos. I know, I'm making illegal videos. Diego, hello. Julie, hi. Valeria Garcia, hello. Anybody else? Alexa, Aide, welcome. Okay, I'm just gonna wait like 30 more seconds while I look for your platform. Hi, Gabrielle. Hi, Natalia. Okay, guys, let's begin. Okay, first of all, I want to explain today is going to be very brief, okay, because we didn't have a class schedule. So, the first thing that I want to explain to you is what just appeared in platform right now. It's a homework due on April 3rd. So this would be your third homework before we go into vacations. The first homework was Hitler, the Rise of Evil Part 1. The second homework was Hitler, the Rise of Evil Part 2. And the exercise that we did yesterday. And here we have the third homework. It's the rise of authoritarian regimes before World War II. Okay, because World War II is going to be very, very related to these dictators. Okay, so it says, guys, please make a table or chart comparing the following ideologies: Nazism, fascism, communism, and Japanese imperialism or Japanese militarism. Okay, in your notebook, I want it in your notebook with your handwriting, and I want you to take a picture of that. And I allowed up to 6 pages to be uploaded in platform. Okay, so you need to give me your notes, your real notes. And I want you to include the leaders, the time frame, like from what time to what time it was in a hype, the main characteristics, and etc. Okay? So something very briefly, something that fits a page or two in your notebook, although I made it able so that you can upload up to 6 pictures, okay? Any questions about the homework? Only about the homework. It's due on April 3rd. Okay, that means on Friday. Yes, on Friday? Yes, on Friday. Any questions on that? Okay, so I want you guys to go to this presentation Natalia just sent. Okay, the road to World War II. We're only going to go over this. Obviously, I'm not going to make you take notes because you have the presentation. So we're going to go really fast over this. I am not using Discord. I'm not using Zoom because you guys do not know how to behave. We saw the other day. You just have to upload what you're going to do about the dictators, like the next thing. It's a homework. Your notes, I will check them when we go back because I know we're going to go back. So don't lose hope. I want you all to look at these, please, and listen to me. You may only need my audio. Wait, who's listening to me? Okay, so in the first slide, you're gonna see a cartoon. Okay, is Hitler, is Adolf Hitler going dancing on the back of a lot of leaders? Okay, why is that cartoon representing? Well, that cartoon wants to show that even though the Treaty of Versailles was very specific on the prohibitions in Germany, Hitler really mocked it. Okay, he was he was doing a mockery out of the restrictions that were put and that were set in that document. Look, and the great wonder of those times and for all the international community was, why did anybody not do anything? Okay, why did anybody not do anything? Now, we saw in the movie that in January 1933, uh-huh, is the one that Natalia just sent. She sent two files. This is the last one. In January 1933 is when Hitler becomes chancellor. That is a political position, just like right now in England, the one that you're most familiar with, is like the minister. Okay, so remember, in a presidentialism, we have only a president for the executive branch, and then we have a Congress in the legislative, and we have an international court of justice in the judicial. But in a parliamentary system, just like the ones they have in Europe, okay, for the executive branch, they only have they are going to have two executives. They're going to have a president or a king or queen, and they're going to have a prime minister or chancellor. Okay, or chancellor. Is the second one that Natalia sent. I just sent it. Let me see. Let me check if you received it. Yeah, it says, look, Natalia, send the presentation. I just sent two. One is like aqua color and the other one is like marine blue. Yes, let's go back. Okay. Check, please. Thank you, Nat. I know you sent it. Go to the group and please open the second one. Mm-hmm. There you go. Okay, so if you remember when we talked about the Treaty of Versailles before going into the interwar period, okay, we said that the Allies thought it through very well because they assigned an article for every little prohibition that they wanted to put upon Germany so that they do not recover or they can't gain the power that they had before World War One. They were very careful to make sure that Germany would not be an important or significant rival for them, militarily speaking, okay, for the next like 20 years until Hitler rises to power. Okay, in 1933, that is like 6 years before World War II breaks out. Okay, that's 6 years before. So literally, everybody had 6 years looking at Hitler do whatever he wanted, like as he pleased, and he overridden. Obviously, he overrode the Treaty of Versailles in many ways, and we're gonna see slowly each of those breaking the rules that he made, and nobody did anything. They were in charge to stop Germany, and they did not do anything. So look, we saw that slide already, and now the next one is Hitler soon reordered a program of rearming Germany. Remember, and one of the articles in the Treaty of Versailles was specific, very specific, and explicitly prohibited Germany for rearming itself. And the reason is very obvious. They didn't want it to become a military power again. In March 1933, okay, German troops marched into the Rhine line. And that was another article of that document that we just mentioned. Okay, they wanted to stop them for going over the river. The river just marked a line. It was like the frontier to the part of France. So although that territory belonged still to Germany, they militarized that zone. They put a lot of troops there so that they could retain any German type of intervention, because if the Germans would occupy that strategic territory, it would be easier for them in the future if they wanted to declare war on any of the other countries. Okay. And then in 1938, no, you have them. You don't have to take notes. Okay, so in March 1938, Nazi Germany annexed Austria. That was another prohibition from the Treaty of Versailles. They specifically told them that it was totally forbidden that Austria Hungary and Germany would be united. Now, in the Treaty of Versailles, also it was stated that Austria and Hungary had to be separated. That's the moment when Austria Hungary stopped being Austria Hungary and started being two separate countries. Okay, so they annexed Austria to their territory, and therefore they violated another international document standard. In March 1933, look at that, Germany invaded Czechoslovakia. Now Czechoslovakia is right above Greece, if you look at the map, and on the right of Italy, and it has a lot of natural resources. That's why everybody was fighting that zone. Okay, that's another prohibition. Now Czechoslovakia does not exist anymore. After World War II, Czechoslovakia is going to break into many countries and two big countries, the Czech Republic and Slovakia. Okay, and something that is very important for you to remember, if you remember anything from this presentation, is two things, okay? This one and the invasion of Poland. So in August 1939, Germany and Russia signed a non-aggression pact. That is, Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin met and they signed this document that made them allies. So imagine a communist regime and a Nazi regime, like the total opposites, they sit down and they sign an alliance. Because remember that rule in international politics, the enemy of my enemy is my friend. And that's the only logic in politics right now. Okay. They have absolutely nothing in common at the time or ever. So they're only going to join so that they can fight united against the rest of the allies. And obviously, the non aggression pact was basically that they promised to not attack each other at an event of war. So if war breaks out as Germany intended to, then Russia could not help the other side. That's like kind of beneficial for Germany and well also for Russia because Russia was not going through a very optimistic time. I mean, Joseph Stalin was already in charge and he was doing the purges, he was doing all these other type of measures to repress opposition, political opposition, ideological opposition, and he was re-engineering the way that industry worked back in Russia, but it was slow. Okay, it was very, very slow. Nothing like the Soviet Union that we're gonna know in the 60s or the 70s. And then, well, there's like a little cartoon, another cartoon that portrays Adolf Hitler and Joseph Stalin like making a vow to each other or greeting each other, but in a very sarcastic way, you know, like insulting each other, but at the same time with a nice manner, with a nice mode. And that explained it. I mean, everybody knew that they hated each other's guts, but it was only convenient. And the second thing that you need to remember from this presentation is that in September 1939, Germany invades Poland. Okay, that is the official declaration of war for the Second World War. Okay, this is in this slide. When Germany decides to invade Poland, that is automatic war. Okay, nothing else needs to be said anymore. That's it. That's war. That's a declaration of war. That was also in the Treaty of Versailles. So if we were to ask what was the detonation event for breaking out World War I, we would have to say the assassination of Franz Ferdinand, the Archduke of Austria-Hungary, okay, the heir to the throne. And if we were to say what was the spark that lit the fire for World War II, we would need to say the September 1939 invasion of Nazi Germany to Poland. Okay, that's it. Those are the two triggering events of World War I and World War II, respectively. All right. Any doubts? Okay, so basically that is Exactly what Oscar says. Basically, that's the only thing I wanted to talk to you right now. Give like a background information for what we're gonna see tomorrow, and for you to have the material, look it through, scan it through, and tomorrow we're gonna see this one. Okay. However you want to do this, I can send you like a backup reading so that you're not lost in a space. But I mean, we're gonna talk about the trajectory and the development of World War II tomorrow. Okay. So, do you have any questions on the activity that I just posted in platform? I just want you to keep in mind that it's very related to have the authoritarian regimes being in vogue in Europe during the 20s and the 30s, and then what's going to happen in World War II. Okay? And obviously, we need to keep in mind that we have two scenarios for World War II. We're going to talk about the European war in the European scenario, and we're going to talk about the rivalries between Japan and United States in the Pacific scenario. Okay, we can say, and some people agree, that it's two different wars, but since the protagonists are the same, we can just reduce it and fuse it into one conflict. And that's what most historians do. Okay, they merge it into one topic, which is World War II. All right. So, do you have any questions? Well, you let me know. You tell me what time we can schedule tomorrow. I think 12 is fine for me. I don't know what about you. Is 12 okay for you guys? Today is Wednesday, 1st of April. Is 12 okay for you? Okay, a schedule. And the activity, guys, is due April 3rd. Okay, so that's it for me. And have a nice evening. Today is 31st of March. Yes. Yes, very good appreciation, Fatima. So see you tomorrow, guys. It was nice. It was a pleasure to meet you. And have a nice afternoon. Bye bye.